best defense we played, just of the season in terms of they're a handful around the basket with Jones, and they got guys that could shoot and playmakers. So they have really good team. Kyle Smith's done a phenomenal job there, with Washington State, and it's one of the great stories this year in college basketball, what they've been able to do. So you can see why they've had the success they've had. But our defense was up for the challenge tonight, and really I thought we stepped up in that regard. Some holding them to 3 of 18 from the three, making shots for Jones as difficult as possible. Tough guard, tough guy to match up with for us. And then we had big blocks like down the stretch. Sean had one, Zoe had one. Big rebounds at timely moments, defensive rebounds. So across the board, that end of the floor was great. One of the best things I saw tonight was Alonzo Gaffney missing a layup, and then not and continuing to play and fight. And I think that symbolized why we were good tonight, because he didn't give up on the play, and he took the ball away from them and then went and laid the ball in. So that was like a key moment. Some other guys, Bryant in the first half particularly was very good off the bench. So that we got a really good lift from both Alonzo Gaffney and Bryant Salabange. Adam Miller's threes were big. We need guys to make big shots at timely moments, and he was able to do that. And we made a majority of our free throws. So we did a lot of things you have to do to beat a team that's very deservingly a top 25 team and on top of the standings in the Pac-12.
Coach, you said after the game the other night you kind of weren't sure where your team's psyche was going to be. Bad first half, came back and fought. It looked like right out of the box they were focused and they were intense and they were doing all the things you wanted them to do.
Yeah, it gets back to our defense. If we're guarding with purpose and energy and we're in the right spots and we're flying around and getting deflections, then we could be pretty dynamic getting out in the open court, and it leads to our offense. And they had 4 points for a long time. We really, I thought, started the game and really sat down and defended them well.
Did you have a conversation with Zoe at half about anything? He struggled in the first half, no points, and came in the second half.
Actually, when I was in the locker room reviewing the stat sheet, I thought it was like one of the best 0-point halves that I've seen. Because he had a couple of assists, he had a steal. He was forcing Jones away from the basket to even make catches. He was getting deflections, so he was putting the heat on defensively. He was engaged, and so I thought for a guy that didn't make a shot or score, he had a really good half.
Got the ball around the rim a ton in the game, even in the half court. What do you think enabled just the mindset or just the ability to do that?
They're difficult because they show zone and then they end up matching up. So we went with some of our motion, wanted to get the ball to Jose a lot in the high post and the elbow areas. That seemed to work nicely for us. We wanted to get them in some ball screen, and even Jemiah at halftime, to me, said he hasn't remembered seeing these type of gaps to drive into. So I think our spacing was pretty good, and that enabled our guards to be able to get downhill some.
I know you're talking about the defense, but when Alonzo and Bryant are playing like that, even when they made their runs, it just felt like, did you feel that the defensive energy from those two just kind of pushed the team forward?
Bryant, he got us. He generated some second chance opportunities for us, which was great. He was able to get a couple putbacks, and the same thing with Zoe. Both those guys, just had a lot of energy. Their motors were great tonight, and everybody really stepped up. There wasn't a guy out there that I put in the game that wasn't a contributor tonight.
After a loss like Washington, just losses in general, sometimes there's a hangover into the next game, but it didn't seem like there was anything like that tonight. What was different?
Well, we didn't do much physically on Friday. We talked a lot again about just the first half and how we put ourselves in that situation, and to try and do the best we can to avoid doing that moving forward. We talked about just how good the second unit was in the Washington game, how they came in, and could we bring that type of energy to the floor for 40 minutes. There wasn't a lot of time to pick up the pieces on a tough loss like that, but but you know, they had the right look about them, especially early in the game, that you could tell that they were very engaged.
How much of an emotional roller coaster has it been over the last 48 hours as a coach?
I mean, we didn't deserve to win on Thursday, but we could have. So it hurts when it's right in front of you, and like you could really steal a game like that. But so you're not like overly crushed. I mean, I was more disappointed by how we played like the first 21 minutes and 30 seconds of the Washington game, and it was about discussing how to avoid that and then moving on.
Coach, what can you speak on Frankie Collins? He somewhat took a lot of the blame for not being able to finish the game against Washington, but came out today and had an outstanding game. What can you speak on Frankie?
Yeah, Frankie, I thought he was terrific at both ends. You know, it's kind of a matchup. This, you know, he likes the challenge of playing some of the better point guards in the league, and so that, you know, that certainly I think motivated him. But he played strong and made plays out there, and had a usual game that you could kind of count on from him. But I just think overall, if we're going to have success the rest of the way, we're not going to do it with one guy. It's going to be, you know, any time that we seem to win, there's 4, or, you know, 5 guys in double figures. We need that type of production, and again, the box score shows that tonight. We had 4 guys in doubles, a couple of guys with 9 points. So it, you know, when we have that many guys playing well at that end of the floor, it really gets everyone energized. I think we play better at both ends.
How about the crowd? I mean,
Beautiful. I was going to talk about the crowd. It was unbelievable because crowd is, you know, every reason, because we didn't get the job done on Thursday, and obviously even the Arizona game led to start saying, you know what, it's nice out today. It's sunny. I'm gonna go for a hike. I'm gonna go play golf. I'm gonna go get an early dinner, whatever you say, you know, on a Saturday. But they chose to support our guys. I thought the students were outstanding, their turnout. So very pleased that the crowd was behind us and hoping, you know, for a lot of gold in the arena on Wednesday night.